welcome back to the regular returning members of the RV Nerd Herd, and welcome for those who may have just joined us for the first time. I got a treat for you today. This is the 380 front living Solitude, and if what you're looking for is like, you want that clarity of separation, I want a separate living room and kitchen and bathroom and bedroom, that's where this one comes in right here. It's not all one big giant room with kind of an island just thrown in the middle, although there's nothing wrong with that. They certainly build floor plans like that. But if what you're looking for is that extra space where you want to spend a long time in it, that's where this one comes in. Totally separate front living room and just window coverage everywhere in the living and kitchen area on this. The front and entire campsite of this thing is practically pure windows in the kitchen and living area, and the views here at this location in Kalispell, Montana are absolutely gorgeous, with the exception of some guy's random front end boat sitting over here. Anyway, never mind. This is hot cold camp rated, full-time RV warranty kind of stuff. 6-point hydraulic leveling, big solar panel up on the roof of this sucker, which is handy because you've got a 20 cubic foot 12-volt compressor fridge here with an ice maker down in the freezer. That's those extra little Solitude doing Solitude thing details that you get on these guys. Like the 101-inch wide body. You've got that 800-pound, I think, rated cargo rolling tray in the back, and the entire area under the rear upper deck, because it has two upper decks, is just pure cargo storage capacity and availability. Now, this thing's greatest assets are also its greatest liabilities. That big size is awesome, but it also means you are in dually country here, probably towing one of these, and its physical size may limit where you can physically tow and get this thing parked. So, sharing the good with the bad, giving you a realistic look at this thing, that's what I want to accomplish today. And if you appreciate that kind of fair view of things, make sure you like our video and subscribe, and let's see all the fun widgets and whiz-bangs this one has inside. And I don't know if you figured this out yet or not, but the address here is actually 776 Heaven's Way. It's right next to actual downtown heaven over here. Look at that. This place is gorgeous.
And I'm not looking for sympathy or anything. It's my choice to do this job, and I like it. And it's my choice to go full gung-ho on every single one of these units like I do. But a big sucker like this with multi-rooms and all the different storage, this literally takes me hours. So, if nothing else, if you just appreciate the footage today, at least click that like button and say, hey, man, appreciate the effort you're putting in, because, this is like playing soccer. This is a grudge match. And I don't know if you've noticed my body type. I don't exactly play a lot of soccer, so. We will come back to all the kitchen space here. I just kind of wanted to give you a frame of reference point. First of all, as we start talking about the living space on this, I just want to note the window coverage here. The total window coverage in this RV, overlooking the campsite of your RV, is ridiculous. And I couldn't pay for better views outside an RV's window like this. This is a gift that I'm enjoying. But not being fair, it blows me away. All the awesome stuff this RV does and the thoughtful, considerate details they have in this. No shade in the entry door. It's ready for one. You could throw one in there, certainly. I'm just kind of baffled it's not included. Now, in case you're wondering what's wrong with the back of the sofa, nothing. That's my insulated vest. The weather here in Montana, because you're about 2 steps from heaven, you're right next to the sun. So when there's cloud coverage, it's not scorching hot. But when the clouds go away and the sun comes out, you instantly feel like you're in a 90-degree zone. But because it was cold before that, you're wearing heavy clothes. So you want to layer up to live it up here. Thankfully, coming from Michigan, we have some very similar things. We don't quite have the same altitude, but we have a lot of the same, concepts in terms of that. Now, that's a power televator, and over here we've got a power theater recliner around our left on Boardwalk and Park Place, staring at that sucker. And I will get these hide-a-beds and everything opened up a little bit later in the video. You'll actually get to see my I'm a little bit over 6 foot, and the upper deck ceiling height in this and in the bathroom in the shower space is fantastic. All these windows open for airflow. They all have blackout roller shades, and something that almost threw me off, it sounded like something was grinding, like something was wrong. I'm used to there being some kind of boxy valance and lambrequin here, and when I pulled this down, you hear that? Well, it was grinding against the wood. They just fully nicely framed out all the windows. And I'm not proud to say this, I'm not used to an RV doing something that nicely. So it kind of threw me off. Now, something to keep in mind, when you're in a front living room, those sofas don't actually go down to the floor. If you look over here, you can see where those slides are actually above the floor because that's a big structural beam running under here. So there's not really an ability. Some people say, man, it'd be cool if they'd put a desk there. They can't, because if you put a chair in front, like, there's no place for your legs. You know, there's no place for your feet. So this is just kind of, we get what we get and we don't throw a fit. Now, 30,000 BTUs of air conditioning standard on these. They do have the option of killing, I think, one of the kitchen vents and going to a triple air, if I'm not mistaken. I may be incorrect on that. I see a lot of different RVs, but up in this category, North Point, Montana, they're going to do stuff like that. I'd be shocked if Solitude didn't, but I also will tell you I didn't verify that against the brochure before I ran my mouth just now. So if I'm wrong, hey, you know, I'm making an omelet and I broke an egg. Apologies. God bless the view out these windows. It's just incredible. Now, what is nice, this is pet friendly. No walkable floor space has carpet. They never put heat vents in the floor. In the upper deck here, the heat vent is actually right over here next to the theater seat where you see those power outlets right there. That's also about the only hardwood top on something in this RV that doesn't flip up for storage, and you're going to see what I mean as we go through the video later here. I really do like the upper deck headroom in this, and that ceiling fixture, man. That has some just good vibrations going on with it. You do have a rain censoring max air vent fan right there. Actually, now that I say it, I don't think you're going to lose that vent if there is a third AC option in this. I'm going to have to do some looking into that. Sorry, I might have ran my mouth prematurely. Sometimes I do that. Anyway, I was trying. We'll figure it out. I'll add some notes on the screen. We'll get it cleared up. Sorry about that. Anyway, solid surface countertops throughout here. That's probably a surprise to absolutely nobody. And this is that more residential style, big 4-burner Insignia stove with the large oven down below it there. Now, it's not exactly symmetrical. I like how they put some power outlets over there on the left. They left you just a little bit of pots and pans room over there on the right, though. It's kind of overall, I think, a smart sort of mixture of things that they did. That is a gigantic microwave, though. As we work our way around here, that is that newer, like, 20 cubic foot, 12-volt compressor fridge. I don't know who did it first. The first time I ever saw it was in an Alliance Paradigm. I don't care who did it first. I like that it's here. It is, like, when you're going down the road, just the power coming off your vehicle's pigtail will run that thing. Sometimes people say, yeah, but do I have enough solar to run the fridge in transit? You don't. You can have zero solar, and that fridge will operate in transit. So if you're just traveling from park to park, the solar package on this is doing basically nothing for you, although it is tending the battery, which is real awful nice. Now, it's easy to miss because you look over here, you see this nice little coffee bar. But if you get way down low here, you see some USB plugs and some household switches. One thing I do feel it's kind of missing, though, or at least you would think that, is some household outlets in here. But what's interesting, not only does it have household outlets, it actually has TV hookups. So you could literally have, like, dual stage entertainment cranking in this RV, which I think is pretty interesting and pretty cool. You'll see when we crack everything open later, they're not using a farm sink, they're not using a split sink. It's some kind of hybrid in between, I like to call a splarm sink. And for some reason I have to crack my voice when I say it. I don't know why. Now, I don't want to fully kill the beautiful view that we have here, so I'm going to pull those blackout roller shades about halfway down and show you the fold-away guest chairs that this RV has in it. Now, this is also a bath and a half model. So right off the kitchen there, you have yourself, you could use it like a broom closet, but you got a half bath built in. I fit in there nicely. Another big XL vent fan built right into that space. And that pantry is so deep, I was able to shove the trash can in there on those adjustable, removable shelves, and it fit just fine. I was just real happy with that. Really, the overall kitchen storage in this is much better than you would think, because it's not, you know, the kitchen's not all the way up to the ceiling necessarily. Overall, I was very happy with everything that they put in there. Up front here, again, it is a front living. You do have a power televator. You can see that a little bit over 6 foot tall. I can walk around. You've got the dual hide-a-beds in this, although they do have a little creeper lane in between. They don't exactly kiss in the middle and make a mega bed because this is a 101-inch wide-body camper. Their normal-size hide-a-beds, it's just a wider rig. Now, I'm having a little fun flip-flopping around there, but I literally got myself dizzy. I'm not used to being upside down like a kid anymore. And I was like a turtle on my back. The world wasn't making sense. It's like when I had one too many cold Coors Lights and the world kept spinning on me. So be a little cautious, be a little careful about that. And you might notice how those, all the sofas up in the upper deck here, they all have just a little hidden armrest pocket, which is kind of cool. And your main theater seat, I mentioned, but it is a power recliner. So if you've got like some bad knees or hips or kind of hurts you to kind of physically manage a normal theater seat, you don't have to worry about that here. Now, we got quite a walk to get our way to the rear bedroom area in this one right here. And this is another room that actually really surprised in a pleasant way and impressed me with some of the things that it has going on. So you've got that king bed in here. Notice how they're including some little side stands in the slide box though, and breeze windows on both sides. Now the trick with those side stands, those little shelves, is they do overlap with the mattress. So if you're not careful, you can kind of roll over and bash yourself on one of those. Theoretically, they could be removed. You're going to see a little bit of a signature if one was there, but nothing, I think, too awful major. Both sides of the bed, by the way, do have household and USB outlets on the nearby walls, like you see right there. And one of the more interesting things, when you start looking at the storage in here, in a way, sorry, God bless America, I'm bumping into the island because I'm moonwalking blind backwards. The storage in here actually kind of starts in the kitchen because you got that big storage tower. The doors open opposite directions, one from the lower deck, one from the bedroom upper deck. So there's actually kind of like downstairs, upstairs bonus closets or coat closet or whatever you want to call it. Not to mention that full-on dresser space going on under that TCL Roku smart TV. I mean, they've just packed a lot of punch into the sucker. And interesting, under the bed, you've got a couple dresser drawers that come out to you, so you don't really need to lift the bed, although it's easy to do, but you don't have to lift it unless you really need to get into something that's like long-term storage. But there's also a little hidden lid storage area in there. There's like 3 different Pez dispenser flip-top lids in this sucker right here. And I like to try to pretend I'm a vampire and that I don't have a reflection, but you're going to get to see a little bit of a look at my balding head in this thing. Although, if we do start getting a glare and reflection off my forehead, we're going to end up with, some kind of like feedback loop, and somebody's going to divide by 0, and Chuck Norris is going to have to save us all. But in the meantime, awesome space around that toilet. That is absolutely fantastic. Remember, it's a bath and a half, so people don't have to go through your, bedroom to get back to the bathroom here. And once again, whether you're in the shower, if you're tall enough on the toilet, I suppose you could crane your neck up here, but you probably have to be a giraffe. You have a good look outside of this thing. And this does have a high-powered tankless on-demand water heater. So, if you want to take a couple big, long, extended back-to-back showers, you can do that. Now, it is a double-sink lavatory, which I don't know that I care too much about, but that's just me personally. In a big sucker like this, it actually can be super, super handy. I think it's also cool how that mirror right there, it's just gigantic. It makes the whole, like you see a reflection of the entire RV behind you back there. It's absolutely nuts how big that thing is. And because it doesn't stick out like a medicine cabinet, you don't have to worry, like if you bend over to spit out your toothpaste or wash your face, you're not going to clock your noggin in this thing. Thankfully, this over here, it acts like linens. It can be your medicine cabinet. I mean, we begin in the bathroom with just some pretty hefty storage right up here. Also, really good solid surface counter space all around this thing back here, which is awful nice. Additionally, you've got that folding teak seat in the shower over there, and it's a one-piece molded self-reinforced shower. It's a 300-pound rated seat, by the way. Something I thought was interesting, no skylight over the shower. And at a glance, it feels lacking. But if you notice, I was still able to stand up in there just fine. No issues with that whatsoever. What I think is actually cool about that is by not having a skylight up there, we don't have a gigantic hole in the ceiling. I will say something that's a little bit wah, wah. A big, beautiful luxury fifth wheel like this. The half bath gets a big fan. The kitchen gets a big fan. Why does the main bathroom not get a big fan? That felt, respectfully, like a miss to me. It really seems like that could have been done a little bit better. Now, in case you're curious, yes, we are washer dryer prepped and ready. If you see this big old door over here, we cracked that thing open. You'll notice that there's hanging rod at top, and I mean it's tall enough I can literally stand in the thing. It's floor flush with everything else, obviously, because you don't have to step up into it. But that could be combo, it could be stackable, or you could just use it for a huge ton of dry storage. We've covered a lot, but we haven't covered it all. I don't know what that one word is before covered it all in there. That just kind of out of my mouth. But close the slides up, road mode, baby. But the thing is, this one does not have terrific traveling access. You can walk in and you can get to the fridge, well, some of it, and you can get to the control panel to open all the stuff up. But the thing is, this is a big rig that I think is probably mostly used at destinations. But is there any way to have some better travel function than this? And yeah, kind of. Keep in mind, this RV, the main entry steps, well, the only entry steps in this RV are those big fold-down quad step stable steps. When those things fold down, they stick out further than this dining slide that we're looking at right over here. Now, this is a hydraulic slide system down on the lower deck. All the upper decks slides are electric. Down here, one button operates both slides. When one closes, the other closes after, and vice versa when they open. But you do have a hydraulic flow valve selector switch on this RV. So if you can put down the stable steps, that means you could open just the door side slide, and then you have a straight shot to the bedroom and the rear bathroom over here. But it takes some doing. Overall, this one does not get an awesome travel access grade, but man, it gets an amazing destination grade.
All of that awesome separated space and storage, it does come at a little bit of a price, however, and that is the physical size, dimension, and weight category of this RV. You need a big truck to pull one of these. But let me spitball you another idea here. We've actually seen a heavy influx of people looking at big fifth wheels like this for destination use and no tow vehicle. Because what they found is, as compared to the kind of truck payment it would cost or would be required to be able to haul one of these, maybe they just move to Florida once a year and then back to, I don't know, wherever they're from, Baltimore, later on. It's cheaper to pay somebody twice a year to move it and keep your little gas sipping vehicle. So nothing says you have to have a big giant monster truck to be able to handle one of these. Now, your furnace is exterior mounted for easy service. We have a tankless on-demand water heater. I believe they're using like a 60,000 BTU or something like that. So you can have hot water in the kitchen and the bathroom going at the same time. Now, the docking center's cool, and this does have a whole house water filtration. That's something I think I forgot to talk about. That is a very rare quality in the RV industry. At a glance, though, it looks like it's got not awesome pass-through outside storage. Well, the full, basement compartment in the front end of this thing is bigger than initially meets the eye. And by the way, behind both of those big swing open doors, you'll have a 30-pound propane tank on either side of the RV, so 60 pounds total. And there is a gas grill quick connect hidden right under that thing if you're looking for a little grill kind of location. But the thing is, that's only the appetizer when it comes to the outside storage on this one. It gets much, much bigger and much, much better. Now, to get you more comfortably down the road, there's some serious ride handling and safety features involved here. We have a MORryde shock dampening pin box, as well as the MORryde shock dampening suspension package. And this is the default thing that you're going to see up front here. Couldn't figure out the word, but you can get these with gen prep, and you can get them with a generator. That's why there's a little perforated punch outs down there. As we back up a little bit, though, I do want to draw your attention to something, and that's the fact that when you first glance at it from right here, it looks like it has one mega awning, and like part of it's eaten up by the kitchen slide. The thing is, you have two awnings. You've got one right here kind of dedicated to just the entry area. And even on a rainy day, with the awning right there, you could have the dining windows open to keep some nice airflow rolling. But as we get around more broadside on this big behemoth, the battleship Solitude, as it were, you see you've got a full second dedicated patio awning over here. So you've got some really good patio space. I'm okay with the speakers. They're about head level for somebody my height. I'm just glad they're not any higher, so that kind of works for me. I was talking about road stuff. How about this? Factory standard tire pressure monitoring. Okay, a lot of big fifth wheels are doing that. That's awesome. Got the MORryde CRE 3000 shock dampening suspension package. You have Cooper H-rated tires. These are some of the best tires available in the towable RV market right now. But you've also got something here you can't see that almost no other manufacturer is doing. Well, technically, at the time of this filming, literally no other manufacturer is doing. It's anti-lock brakes standard from the factory. It's funny. Technology that's been required since like 1997 on semi-tractor trailers is not at all required on giant fifth wheels, which typically require no special licensing to tow down the road. So people who may not be as qualified to tow these things are perfectly legal and able to do so according to the letter of the law. This has the same kind of anti-lock safety braking system on it that a big 53-foot tractor trailer might have. I think that's an awesome, awesome feature. Motion lighting on both sides of the pass-through. You got outside TV hookups over here, although you do kind of have to leave this baggage door open to utilize those, which I don't love that, but it is what it is. All of your gate pull valves are kind of over here, which I thought was a little bit interesting, but it kind of makes sense when you see where everything else is located. You've also got that 12-volt powered extension retraction power cord reel right there for that heavy 50-amp cable, and this cavity is forced air heated. What's really cool about that is this is what's located under your bedroom and bathroom, so your feet won't be freezing at night. And it just gives you a full additional air gap, thermal barrier between you and the outside. That's a big, handy deal, I think. Now, as long as we're looking at the rest of the storage, let's slide our way, pun actually not intended, but I'll take it, over here to the 800-pound rated MORryde slide-out rear cargo tray here. And this is what is truly the junk in the trunk storage system. I mean, not to mention, they're putting a lot of additional structure under this rear deck area. I don't always see manufacturers go quite to that extent, so I am actually really happy to see all that. If I'm going to nitpick a couple things, I would like maybe a second set of taillights mounted up a little bit higher. They are awful down low to the ground, and it's a little bit smarter and safer to have them up a little bit higher. Also, the first step to that ladder is a doozy. Now, you can step on the cargo tray and then step onto that ladder, but unless you're real smart about it and being careful, that thing could slide around. And if that slides under you while you're up in the air, it's not a great idea. Something that really did surprise me, though, is how we have a 3,000-pound towing hitch, safety chain hooks, and 4-way wiring harness on the back of this thing. Most fifth wheel companies who build a slide-out rear cargo setup like this will not have an actual towing hitch or anything like that back there. So that was actually, I think, a pretty interesting kind of find. I think I got one of those FBI security planes flying overhead over here. Never mind. Now, remember when I said all of our gate pull valves were over here? This is a single-headed sewer monster. Your kitchen, your half bath, your main bathroom off your bedroom, everything empties and terminates out of that one point, which I think is awful handy. Now, let's give you a look up top at the roof area right there. Not a whole lot to see other than that big giant solar panel that this thing has to help keep that refrigerator running. Really, more than anything, I just kind of wanted to show off the greenery around this dealership. This location is just blessed with some of the best backdrops. I mean, can you imagine having yourself parked and like looking at that over there? Oh, I want to make a Solitude pun. Okay, don't do it. Sorry, I really want to make some kind of Solitude puns with the background that I have here, and I'm telling myself, don't do it. Oh, it's tough though. What I will do is leave you a link in the video description where you can see where we have one of these parked. Grand Design's advertising policies do prevent us from publishing anything but full-blown MSRP, but we do not sell for full-blown MSRP. We absolutely have discounted sale pricing on these RVs. We have them located at multiple different places, and depending on the shipping distance and the options cost, pricing across different stores may vary. So check that link there to see which store is nearest you, and we can get you some figures. Easy peasy. And when you're ready, we're ready. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.